talking about the clubs which Ronaldo has won the Champions League at, one of those clubs where he did not win was Juventus. And Juventus are in the Champions League. I don't know how. I mean, it is just based on luck that they're here and they're not going to be listening to the Europa League anthem. And the worst thing for them is they've got Allegri back. So I don't know whether that's a good move or a bad move. And now they don't have Ronaldo. So I mean, for me, I don't. It's really hard. They've got Chelsea in their group, who are the UCL winners. I even feel that they're gonna struggle to make it out of the group this time around. I mean, they might be headed to the UEL after all. They might hear the Europa League anthem after all.
I mean, Allegri is a good guy. He's a good tactician. All right. I always said that Allegri appointment was a backward transition because Juventus came back from where they wanted to go. So that was a backward transition, which I didn't really appreciate. But Allegri is a good manager. He understands the league in and out. He understands the player in and out. All right. Even though, yeah, he's missing the Ronaldo thing. The Ronaldo factor is not there anymore. But I feel that he can still manage that because looking at the previous records, Juventus went to UCL final twice and Ronaldo was not there. They didn't have very good squad. They had an average squad, but they played brilliant. So I believe in Allegri's tactics. I feel that he's a guy who will definitely pull them out of the group stage. That's not even a question. All right, but assessing them as a title challengers, no, it's not possible. They are not at all a title challenger. They've made few transfers in the market. They have few young players coming in. One from Brazil, I don't remember his name as of now. All right, but yeah, they had some great transfer. Moise Kean is back, made his debut under Allegri. So that's again a good thing. Moise Kean is what Greenwood to United. So so that's a similar thing going
You
on
see
there.
how the standards drop. You see them dropping.
You really can't compare Moise Kean to
Moise
Greenwood.
And
No,
I feel the
no.
vibes. I get the same vibes whenever I love to see that guy playing. Apart from Everton stint, that was a waste of time for him.
You
But
know, I could get the same vibes if I went and played for my college team or something. I'd be the Mason Greenwood to them, but that doesn't make me Mason Greenwood.
no, of course, there's a quality difference is there. I mean, I love. I praise Greenwood a lot. I love the way whenever the boy strikes the ball just kisses the ground and goes to the near post or the fast post. The
He's got
ball
that Robin
doesn't.
van Persie touch to him.
I've been playing football for 6 to 7 years, and there's not even a one shot I put in goal which went like kissing the ground. It's just impeccable. I mean, I'm not comparing myself to Greenwood, okay? But, but yeah, I'm just saying. I'm saying that is difficult. So yeah, we're not going to that discussion as of now. Coming back to Juventus, Chelsea will rip them apart, eat them alive, and won't even say, "Oh, I'm sorry." So that's a big
They should.
walkover. That's a big walkover for them. So yeah, I mean, okay, Juventus will be struggling this season. That you can expect that.
I think what happened to Barca against Bayern, we can expect something of the similar sort with Juventus.
It-
Uh, Barca were absolutely struggling. No winners in their team, no winning mentality. Putting aside Messi, same for Juventus. I don't know how they're going to attack with Alvaro Morata. Dybala is pretty much dead. Chiesa is their only hope, but he's not a serial goal scorer. So their midfield has struggled last season. Locatelli coming in will be a good. I think he's a very good signing for him. Backline's aging again, so really can't say anything. I don't know what to expect from Juventus apart from a disaster.
You've been seeing a disaster since the past 3 years. What are you expecting this season?
No, this time we are seeing a calamity,
Okay,
not
yeah,
just a
yeah.
disaster.
Okay, that's the right word. That's the right word. Moving on to another team, we've got the Kings of Europe. We don't really talk about them much since the past 3 seasons, but under Zizou, they managed to come and be a part of the semifinals despite having 65 different injuries last season. Yes, we're talking about Real Madrid, and they did miss out on Kylian Mbappe, but they got Eduardo Camavinga because Papa Perez always knows his ways to get the players at the last moment. So that's a masterclass from him again. But what do you expect from them this time around?
Real Madrid. I mean, Dawn is back. Hazard will be playing a crucial part. Bale will be playing a crucial part. Kamavinga is a massive steal. Boy was rated 100 million. Got him for 21 or 31. I don't remember the exact price.
30
Somewhere
million.
about 30 million. So that's a big steal right there. I've seen the boy play, and he plays brilliantly. I mean, he's just malnourished Kante, to be honest. All right, so that's how he plays. So that's a great steal. And yeah, we can see Real going forward. They have Inter in their group. Inter will be struggling. Inter will be struggling a lot. I mean,
Definitely.
they had to let go massive players. And yeah, coming back to Real Madrid, they have a sound squad, a decent squad. Okay, it's not like okay, two of the main centre backs went home or went to other places. If you compare it with last 2 seasons, Ramos had a very minimal role to play in UCL and different matches. All right. So Ramos will not be a factor which Real Madrid is missing. Varane could be one, but again, if you look at last season against City, the Varane masterclass. So that's a good sign for
Yeah.
Real again. All right. So yeah, I mean, Real. I don't see Real struggling. To be honest, I see them. They can be a good quarter final kind of a team. Okay, which just goes there and eventually loses like on away goals or something like that. I don't see a massive failure from Real Madrid this year, even though they miss out on Kylian Mbappe, which will eventually happen.
Yeah, I think
I do agree.
just adding to what you said, I think I'll agree with you. I don't see them falling disaster. It's not definitely gonna not gonna be a disaster. They're definitely not gonna win the Champions League. It's gonna fall something like you said, might be a small away goal, might just lose by a goal, stuff like that. Uh, Maybe a little bit about the squad. I think, especially like you mentioned, Carlo Ancelotti coming in, Hazard and Bale have a great role to play. I think this is the chance for Bale to end his career on a high. Benzema's obviously been great ever since Ronaldo departed. He stepped up to the role. Kamavinga is a really good signing. Only one thing I'm concerned about is Real Madrid's defense. I think if either of Ramos or Varane had stayed, then I would have loved to see David Alaba play midfield because I think that's where he also wanted to play, but obviously the two centre backs departed. David Alaba at centre back, he's going to do the job. He's not a bad player, but if he would have played midfield, then it would have helped the club a lot more. Kamavinga is a great signing, especially because all of Casemiro, Cruz, Modric, they're all aging. Uh, yeah, I think they're just going to do the job. Real Madrid in the UCL this season. No title, no disaster. They're just going to do an average knockout stage team.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that does sound about right because like they've got the right mixture of the players. They've got the experience in Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz. They've got Benzema, and even Alaba. He has his fair share of experience in the UCL. He's won it twice with Bayern, and then they've got their youngsters. We see Vinicius growing. We're gonna see Kamavinga grow, but I really think that this has to be Gareth Bale's season. The way he has played with Ancelotti beforehand, the kind of relationship he has with the manager, I would love to see him excel once again, probably the last time in a Madrid shirt, because he's always been that player who can make a difference in a flash. And to be honest with Hazard, I've lost all hope, so I don't have any. But
Oh,
with
I see.
Bale, yes, I do deserve to see him finally excel because I've seen him struggle since the past 9 years, and then I've seen moments where he was even better than Ronaldo at times. So one consistent season from Bale is all I ask for.
Yeah, even but I would like to slightly disagree on Hazard point. I mean, the boy will have a good season provided he's less injury prone. But I
A
guess
The
very
boy will have a lot of good moments. That's
With
all I
Pinto
can say.
coming in, yeah, with Pinto coming in, I hope the injuries are a bit less, and I hope that Real, find their pace and work around it. Yeah, that's eventually
a
what
Okay,
very
so
small thing. Sorry,
yeah,
a very small thing that I've been meaning to say since a long time. I think when Real Madrid went on to buy Vinicius, they were expecting somewhat of a Neymar story. And I think they're still expecting that to kick off. Young boy
yeah,
from Brazil comes on and becomes the best left winger in the world, and somehow that has not hit off. I think Vinicius, from what they were expecting him to be, he's not going to be that big a success, and I can see him going out on a loan move and then maybe shifting
probably
to
doing
another
good.
club in 2 seasons.
Yeah, that is something I can say.
let's see. He certainly started the season well, according to his standards. So I think he's very close to matching his tally from last season in terms of goals. So yes, it's a good
Already,
it's a good start for him. Yeah, he scored thrice already. So last
And it's
time,
close
last
to
season
matching the
around,
tally.
yeah.
Or
So before we exceed the time limit, guys, on to the final stage of the video. Who's going to be your dark horse for this UCL campaign?
I'll have my
Eklavya.
pick and I'll go first. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's definitely going to be Borussia Dortmund. Uh, I remember seeing the final against Bayern, and yes, definitely Bayern were the better side that night. But I think that Dortmund team deserved to win. Similarly, I think I'm not saying last year Dortmund deserved to win, but the way the way Haaland and Sancho were playing, the way. So the best thing about Dortmund is they're a squad. They have 11 people hungry to win, very similar to Atletico. Obviously, they have Haaland running a one-man show, which actually gets them the games. But I think you can see the desire and hunger in the whole team. They're definitely not the side that Jurgen Klopp built them to be. They're a very different team, very different group of players. But we've seen this in the past where they sell their best players for, let's say, over 100 million. For example, we saw Aubameyang leave, we saw Ousmane Dembele leave, and then they built an equally good or a better squad. Similarly, Sancho went, and I think they signed Daniel Malen. Daniel Malen is a very exciting young talent. He's just 22. So I think credit to Dortmund's scouts, their scouting agency, the scouting network, because they just know which young player to invest in, and that young player and that squad really does them wonders. And hopefully they have a surprise package in the Champions League this season.
That's a brilliant thing to come up with. I guess Marlon, yeah, is definitely a huge target. So I'll just share my dark horse story. Uh, for me, it's going to be a team from Madrid. All right, it's going to be the red part of Madrid, the other half of Madrid. So the major reason behind that is they got Griezmann with short hair. That's a big up. They got they got Suarez. They got I guess they signed De Paul, if I'm not wrong. And I guess that's one of the promising talent of last season. I mean, look at how he plays for
Definitely,
Argentina. He
definitely.
was the one who assisted for the magical goal for Di Maria in the final. So that's a creativity there. They have physicality. They have a team which wants to win. Actually, for the after last season, actually they believed in themselves and they're now looking like a team which wants to win. Earlier, that was not the case. All right, so that's again a big up for from my side towards this Atletico Madrid side. And the only thing I'm worried about Atletico Madrid this season is I don't want them to face Manchester United at any time. Doesn't matter what happens in the first leg. There's a guy sitting in United who'll just kick. You score two, I score three. You score four, I score five. That's Ronaldo versus Atletico. And considering Greasy is also there, so I don't know. Ronaldo has some personal issues with Greasy, so that I can't see Atletico beating United at any time. But that's completely an hypothetical situation. For me, Atletico will be a great side to watch, a better side to watch compared to last.
As once a wise man said, that if you ever want to go to a war, just take Ronaldo with you and he'll win you the game. That wise man was Diego Simeone. I feel
Yeah,
sorry for him. But moving on to my pick for the dark horses, I really feel that this season Atlanta have a chance to go further and possibly even win it because I've had the privilege to watch Serie A for 3 years and I've watched Atlanta grow from being a mid-table team to a top four team. And Atlanta really have a squad and a manager which have been together for the past 5 to 6 years. They've had amazing games where they've even thrashed the likes of Juventus and Napoli and Inter Milan. They were also very close to winning, not winning the title, but at least finishing in second place last season. So I think this season, if they can be consistent with the right kind of UCL experience, because they've been in the UCL for the past past 1 year, 2 years, in fact. And even last time around, they lost to a Real Madrid team, which went on to the semi-finals. So I feel that there's always an upset around a corner when you're facing a team like Atlanta. They have flair, they have defense, and they have players who will run for their life. They will sweat it out on the pitch. So I think Atlanta can cause an upset or two this time around.
yeah. To be honest, yeah, I feel both the teams you said. I mean, they are definitely a contender for dark horses. Yeah, Dortmund as well as Atlanta. So it's a big up. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much solid, right? I mean UCL is back. I'm already pumped up, as I said earlier. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean
On that note, I think we conclude this podcast here. It was amazing having you guys. A really fun session. And we hope that everyone who watched this podcast really enjoyed it. We're sorry if it exceeded a bit on your time limit, but we made sure that it was worth it. And to everyone who's watching the channel, for our continuous growth, please like and subscribe the video. Please comment. We would love to know your feedback. We would love to know your takes. So comment down below with your dark horse in the Champions League, and we'll be looking at your comments and we'll be replying to you. Until then, that's it. That's goodbye from the Sportsway. See you guys soon.
There's one thing I would like to add there, guys. I mentioned about malnourished Kante in between. That was not any sort of resemblance with Africa. All right, so don't DM me related to anything. That was just a nominal joke. All right, I'm so sorry for that.